Welcome to another edition of Islanders Insider as we come to you from the locker room today here on the campus of Texas A&M University Corpus Christi. We're going to talk some Islander men's basketball with head coach Willis Wilson and Islander women's basketball with head coach Royce Chadwick. We also have a special feature on Islanders men's basketball and their heralded junior class. Right now we're going to start things off though with the head coach of that men's team, Coach Willis Wilson. How you doing, sir?
Doing great. How are you?
Very, very good. Off to a good start this season. Got to be very pleased with that. You know, how do early season wins kind of impact your coaching plan? Do you continue with a lot of repetition on the things that are working well, or does it allow you the opportunity to maybe expand your playbook?
Yeah, it really varies from year to year and what's in front of you, to be honest with you. We have gotten off to a good start, really pleased, especially with the fact that we can go on the road and get a couple of wins here early. That just breeds confidence into your basketball team. The tough choice becomes, do you have practice time and do you have the ability to begin to tinker with things a little bit? We've got some young guys on our roster that we need to bring along. We need to get a little bit more playing time for. The tough part is, it's hard to get playing time when you're playing some back-to-back games. Sure. You need to rest some of those guys that are logging a lot of minutes, even here in the early going. Those guys need to be rested and be ready, and so you end up kind of juggling how you're gonna play out practice from day to day. In our particular case, 5 kids on our roster who are freshmen between 6'7" and 6'9". We need to get a little more production out of those guys, and so it just means that we're rotating guys through practice situations a little more frequently than probably the head coach would like to at this point.
You know, you mentioned those young guys. Last season, you had an experienced veteran in Bryce Duvier at that power forward position. You know, this year, that position is being shared by a couple freshmen in particular. How has that changed your approach to that position in general?
Well, I think the good news is we have a lot of really good players around that position. Elijah Smith's done a nice job, and a little surprisingly, he's picked up foul trouble in every contest so far this year, and that's made it a little difficult just for us to establish a rotation. And Alex Holcomb and Perry Francois, those guys have done a nice job, but we really haven't been able to extend their minutes because we haven't played against teams that really lend itself to playing the bigger, more athletic guys. They've all been smaller, faster-paced teams, so it's just one of those things that I think is going to have to play out over time. The thing about experience is it takes time to develop.
To get experience, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, and speaking of the young players, once again, a number of them are utilized as scout team players. Now, you made a point to mention to me after the game, after the Texas State game we played recently, you know, how they replicated Texas State and how they got the team prepared. Tell me more about that, because you seem pretty enthusiastic about that.
Yeah, I still am, to be honest with you. For a group of guys that struggled at times to learn our offense, to learn a complicated system like Texas State's just over a couple days period, and then go out and execute it in practice at a high level, high pace, high intensity. I thought those guys just did a great job of preparing our regulars for game action, and they really gave us a true picture of what we saw when we stepped on the floor against Texas State, and I was really pleased for them. The one thing that I get a little nervous about is guys begin to devalue themselves if they're not playing on the court in games, and that can't be the case. Everybody has a role and everybody has a contribution, and I was really excited for those guys for the contribution they made in preparation for that game.
Let's talk about some of the personnel, some of the guys that are on the floor as well. UTRGV junior Joe Kilgore popped 31 points, became only the 7th Islander in school history to achieve 31 points or more in a contest. You mentioned to me previously that he's just one of those guys that just gets it. Gets what?
He has a knack for all the subtleties. He understands people and relationships and really values relationships. He's willing to accept challenges. He is a guy that has quick recoveries from mistakes. He's a guy that's willing to go out and execute coaches' directives. We call that rare, R-A-R-E. He's rare, and that's what championship chemistry is all about. It's being rare. It's guys that just really understand that you make sacrifices, that you accept those challenges, that you work with people. And Joe just has all those subtleties in his nature that that make him a terrific guy to coach and a terrific guy to have on your side. My hope with Joe is that he can be more consistent. That's the one thing for him to become a great player, truly in his own right. He's just got to be able to do it every night.
I understand. Seniors Jake Coher and Cole Martinez, they each have their own backstory. Jake, of course, with his injury history, and Cole taking one for the team last year and redshirting in his senior season. Now, they both are proving themselves to be impact performers this year, setting career highs kind of on a nightly basis, it seems like. I know you maintain high expectations of your players, but are these two exceeding them?
I don't know if they're exceeding them, but they're when we talk about things and we try to measure things, they are getting the job done. They're making A's in Coach Wilson's class, that's for sure. I mean, they've done a nice job. They're fun to be around. They're fun to coach. I think the fact that they're older and a little more mature, they tend to have a lot more patience with themselves and with their teammates and with the coach. And in all honesty, I think that's important. You have to have guys that just really understand that coaches are human beings. We have our ups and downs, and we go through things just like players do. And I think young players tend to forget. It tends to be more about them, where these guys, they've been able to really recognize the importance of the whole body, the whole community on our basketball team.
Coach, continued success.
Thank you.
Willis Wilson joining us here in the locker room. Right now we're going to send it out to Shelby Hodges, as she's got a special Islanders Volleyball update.
Thanks, Stephen. I'm here at the Dugan Wellness Center on the campus of Texas A&M University Corpus Christi. We're back on November 3rd. The Islanders Volleyball team clinched their second consecutive Southland Conference regular season championship with a sweep over McNeese.
Way out the backside, and the Islanders, back-to-back Southland Conference regular season title holders.
Since then, the team finished conference play with a 13-0 record and moved on to the Southland Tournament. As the top seed, they rallied past McNeese, Central Arkansas, and finally Sam Houston State to take home their second tournament win and an automatic bid to the NCAAs.
Once again, championship points. Gilpin hammers it down, and Texas A&M Corpus Christi will dance again. Back-to-back championships.
It's crazy. I mean, it's always harder to do it the second time. The first time's surreal, and the second time it's real. And it's beyond words. It's crazy. Just feeling out hitters, where their tendencies are, what they like to hit. And the minute we could find that, it really helped us with our reads and our pushes, and we really got some good hustle plays in there, so I was really proud of us.
Honestly, every time we have gotten a win against UCA, it's always been special to me. I mean, yeah, like, they're a really, really strong team, and they push us consistently every single year. So getting that win today, it shows our team, like, we have more consistency, and we're gonna, like, keep fighting on until tomorrow. I told Chris to give me the ball. No, she just kept opening up my splits for me. I was just swinging high, exactly where Steve told us to swing in the beginning of the match. I just took what he told me and applied it. Dowd had a great blocking match. Mal also had a good blocking match against number 5. Kate was digging everything. She ended up with like 21 kills. You can't complain with that. If we're feeding Kate the ball and she's doing her job, then we're definitely going to be successful.
Along the way, many players took home conference awards. Brittany Gilpin was named Player of the Year and Tournament MVP. Kate Klepeka took home Libero of the Year for the second year in a row. Maddie Fitzsimmons was named Newcomer of the Year, and Kristen Nicholson claimed her second Setter of the Year award.
Yeah, when I'm feeling it, I want her to keep setting me, because I don't want to stray away from that. Once we have the momentum, I want to keep it going. So I love getting those pressure sets and just keep it going.
It's crazy, and I'm behind her. I'm like, I'm gonna get her if she can't, and I just want the ball to go to her. It's crazy when she plays like that, and it's special to see, and it's awesome to set people up for that.
You know, it's really exciting to clinch the title. It's something we've been striving for all season, obviously, and now it's really just the same thing we've been doing. Nothing really changes for us. It's just get a little bit better each day. There's some things we need to do on defense to kind of shore some things up, and every day is a new match for us. We don't really look at the title as much as we look at let's just get better each day, and then the wins will kind of come. It's a really good feeling. I think we've been working really hard and kind of plugging away for the last few weeks, and to go 13-0, I think it's a testament to just kind of resiliency of the team, and and that competitive fire to get the first of our 3 major goals. And it was to win that conference championship.
At a selection show party on November 27th, the team found out they will face number 8 seeded Washington in the first round of the NCAA tournament on December 2nd. When we return, Stephen King will be joined by Royce Chadwick, the head coach of Islanders women's basketball. More to come on Islanders Insider.
I'm in Midland, Texas, in order to be closer to the action and see actually what is going on with our drill bits. I'm Valerie, and I'm a field-based designer for Baker Hughes. There's not that many females in the mechanical engineering industry, but it's growing. A&M Corpus Christi prepared me for my career. The professors are able to talk to you one-on-one based off the class sizes. You're able to get more hands-on experience. If you're interested in engineering, A&M Corpus Christi should be your first choice.
Named a top Texas university for return on investment. Visit us today at tamucc.edu.
Evans Glass Service for all of your auto, residential, and commercial glass needs. We offer tinting for the windows on your vehicle and home, and we also service commercial properties. Block the heat and protect your interior from harmful UV rays. Plus, improve the style and privacy of your car, home, or office. Glass replacement or repair. And window tinting. Free estimates, and we will come to you 24 hours a day. Evans Glass, where we specialize in service.
Welcome back to Islanders Insider. At this time, we're going to be talking some Islander women's basketball with the head coach of the program, Coach Royce Chadwick. Coach, how you doing?
I'm good, Stephen.
Really good, as a matter of fact. How would you describe the Islanders? How would you define women's basketball in a way that kind of distinguishes it from other programs?
Well, I think on our campus, we're in a transitional period right here. We're starting 2 freshmen playing, all of our freshmen, tons of minutes. We've kind of thrown them out there to the wolves. They are in a situation where they're a little overwhelmed right now. You go off to college, you've been playing high school basketball, and all of a sudden you're now playing against 22-year-old women, and things are a little bit different, but I think they're going to get an education in a hurry, and they're going to grow up very quickly.
No doubt. Now, is there a team philosophy that you promote and project to each of your teams, or does that change, that message change with the different personnel makeup of your programs?
Well, I think the first thing we want to get across to them is we got to play a team game. We have to get everybody on the same page. We're playing team defense, not one-on-one. We're playing team offense, not one-on-one. Every one of these players was the best player on their high school team, and when they come in here, they have to learn to accept a role that might not be their role from their high school, and they have to change. And so we're in that process, and there's going to be some growing pains in November trying to get everybody meshed together, but I think we'll have a chance to be pretty good at the end of the year.
Just plain and simple, the word team is what that has to be accepted.
Well, and your role on this team is not your role on your last team. This is a new role, and yes, it's a little overwhelming because the game is a lot more physical. The game is a faster pace. Every game is a high intensity. Our band is making noise. The cheerleaders are cheering. I think in the first quarter the other night, you could very easily see our freshmen were overwhelmed. And so they settled in and got the job done after that first quarter, but it was really rough for a while.
What do you consider the most crucial part of the puzzle when you're preparing a new team for the season?
Well, I think it's a combination of everything. The one thing we lack right now is experience, and the only way to get it is to get out there and go get it. We need an off season where they have a chance to get in the weight room every single day. They need 30 college basketball games underneath their belt where they know, okay, this is how the game's being called tonight. I have to adjust. They need to go on the road and learn how tough the road is, and you need about 15 of those before you really get it. So we've got a lot of growing to do. Next game, we're going to start 3 freshmen. It wouldn't surprise me by the end of the year to be starting 4 of them. So we'll have 3 freshmen out there and a sophomore and 1 senior. So it'll be interesting for a while.
Which kind of leads me to that. I mean, you do have talented freshmen, there's no doubt about that, but ultimately you still have to rely on that experience of those seniors. They have to, whether it's in a starting role or in a reserve role, they have to be there ultimately to lead.
Well, they're great people. First of all, they want to win. They want to do what's best for the team, and so they will accept the roles that we give them, but they've got experience too. You know, it's like, okay, I understand you need a 6th man. You need somebody to come in and bring some energy. You need a defensive stopper to come in off the bench. You need a rebounder. You need a post defender. You need somebody that can come in off the bench and make a difference in the flow of the game. And right now, our veterans are much more capable of handling those roles than our freshmen. Our freshmen are just out there playing and trying to remember where they're supposed to be. So it's been a good thing for our seniors and that they've had those opportunities.
Then again, them being the best players on their team before, now the seniors now have an understanding of what it is for sacrifice and maturity and just whatever is best for the team.
Well, that's what you want in an individual. You want someone, whatever your effort is, everybody sacrifices themselves for what is best for the group, and that's what our girls have done. And I like where we sit right now. I mean, we played 3 quarters good against Toledo. It takes 4. We didn't know that going in, and it's like, okay, you know, I understand now, and we'll see what we can do the next time out because we've learned a hard lesson.
Now, your team has had more than its share of injury setbacks. Does a coach have to have a plan B in his back pocket, or does coaching require the ability to ultimately improv at a moment's notice?
Well, I think you have plans, and you hope it goes, you know, per the script. And the second it falls off the script, you rely on your experience and what you've done in the past and the things that you need to do to make your program better. But we don't just have 5 scholarships. We don't have just 5 players. We have a plethora of players. We have a locker room full. And what you do with each of those individuals, like Emma Young. Emma has played 4 positions on our team. And it's really hard when you're a freshman and you're trying to learn one spot, but now you have to learn 3 or 4, and she's done that for us. Everybody gets a different role, and everybody has to fulfill their role to the best of their ability, and that's what our players are trying to do.
They're going to be okay, aren't they?
Yeah, it's, you know, I'll be bald-headed by the time they get okay because it'll all fall out. But it's going to take us some time. We have a rough schedule. You know, taking this team on the road for the first time is going to be an adventure, you know, because they have no idea what it's going to be like to be on the road. And, you know, that sandwich didn't taste good, or, you know, I didn't sleep well, or and it's going to affect their play until they just get out there and say, hey, you know, what I had, that sandwich really isn't affecting me. It's me that's affecting me.
Well, it's going to be a very interesting task, again, going on the road, get ready for what's next for this team. Coach, good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Royce Chadwick joining us once again here in the women's locker room on the campus of Texas A&M University, Corpus Christi. When we come back, we have a special Christus Spohn Health System feature on Islander men's basketball and their junior players.
What's stronger than cancer? Still, my name is Vanessa, and that's my last name. When cancer tried to put my life on hold, Christus Spohn helped me to get back in the game. I'm grateful to be getting my cancer care right here, close to home. I'm able to live my life thanks to the amazing support of nurses, doctors, the Portland community, my kids, and my family. Thank you, Christus Spohn, for keeping me close to the things that matter most.
At Navy Army, we're proud of our military roots, but you don't have to be in the military to be proud of where you bank. If you live in South Texas, chances are you can join. Each year, we welcome thousands of new members looking for a better way of banking. So carry that card with confidence, because we take your financial success seriously at Navy Army Community Credit Union. Does your bank do that?
Welcome back to Islanders Insider. This week in our Christus Spohn Health Systems feature segment, we focus on Islander men's basketball and their heralded junior class.
I feel like I've grown a lot, mentally and physically, obviously. I've gained like 15 pounds since I've been here. Also, my game has changed a little bit. My shot got better sophomore year than my freshman year. Changing kind of positions to point guard this year. It's been a really tough transition, but it's a hard process, so.
He's really evolved, you know, as a point guard and being off the ball. His leadership role has really increased over time, and he still has upperclassmen ahead of him, but being the point guard, he has to lead. So his maturity, his growth, his basketball IQ, his being a student of the game, all that stuff has evolved, and it's really exciting to see that.
Ehab is a definite example of heart over height, where Ehab is probably the third leading rebounder on the team for especially his size. I don't know how he does it, it's probably his hands, I don't know. But he gets the job done.
Playing with Ehab, it's been a lot of fun, it's been a lot of running. He up and down non-stop on the court, so just keeping up with his pace and getting up and down the floor has been a lot of fun.
It's been awesome. He's pretty unique to play with. He's everyone compares him like Manu Ginobili, but yeah, he does a lot of crazy stuff on the court and it's just fun to play with. Off the court, he's got a funny personality. He's always happy and wanting to do something, and it's just fun to room with him.
You know, with Joe, I got to be honest, the one thing that he's really brought to the table this year that has surprised me a little bit, knowing he could do it, but just didn't know if he would step up and take that role, is his leadership. I think the last month, he has been just outstanding with those freshmen. His ability to communicate with them, get his point across, yet be sometimes harsh with them, but at the same time, very positive and encouraging.
Joe is kind of like the mean big brother of the team. Like, always got something to say, jokes around a lot, always getting on somebody for little details. But overall, he's just trying to be a leader and trying to get you in the right spot.
We came here together, so I mean, we're roommates, we're best friends on and off the court. It's pretty fun playing with him. On the court, he's extremely athletic, opens up the floor for everybody. So it's really fun throwing alley-oops to him and watching him dunk in the game. I mean, off the court, it's pretty cool too. We play video games, we hang out all the time, so it's been a great relationship and being a junior with him.
David actually brings his own type of leadership. He's always stays after practice to get extra shots, work on his game. He's usually the last one to leave the gym every day. He's one of the first guys in the gym, and he leads by example. He's using his voice more this year to lead and help those young guys, whether they're trying to pick something up, learn it, or if they get discouraged. So I'm really impressed with David.
I mean, David is an extremely important member of the team. He brings a lot to the table. He's a really hard worker. He's really enthusiastic in practice and executes the other team's scout squad, so he's pretty important.
I respect David. He kind of like tries to ensure that I stay enthusiastic on the court. Like, he'll say stupid stuff like turn that frown upside down and give me like a weird awkward smile, and I'll just start crying out of nowhere. Like, he's a great guy.
Tough. It's been tough. David real strong out there, so anytime you catch the ball, you know you got to be ready in the post, rebounding. So David's a really tough player, and he work hard at everything he do.
I mean, it's pretty much part of my identity, and it's just been great to be a part of, and all the success. I mean, it's going to help me now and then as I move on throughout the rest of my life.
I've grown a lot more just coming out of my shell, being able to talk out there on the court, talk to my teammates on and off the court, just letting them know what they're doing wrong and letting them know what they're doing good.
Definitely winning the conference championship and going to the NCAA tournament. It was really tough on us last year, being 40 minutes away. So this is the first goal this year. Obviously winning the regular season and going undefeated. And the third goal would be making a run in the NCAA tournament and winning some games so everybody knows what Texas A&M Corpus Christi basketball is really about.
Now let's take a look at what's coming up next in Islanders athletics. In December, both the men's and women's basketball teams will continue their seasons with out-of-conference matchups. You can see the women's team compete against UTRGV as part of the South Texas Showdown presented by Navy Army Community Credit Union, as well as against Shriner. Both games will be played on campus at the Dugan Wellness Center. The men will battle St. Mary's on December 9th and UTSA on the 18th, both at the American Bank Center. And back to you, Stephen.
Thank you again, Shelby. Also, we want to thank the head coaches for being here today. Willis Wilson of Islander men's basketball and Royce Chadwick of Islander women's basketball. Most importantly, of course, we thank you for tuning in. For everyone here at the Islanders broadcast crew on the Islanders Digital Network, I'm Stephen King. You've been watching Islanders Insider.
Probably ought to need to look at the annuity program too.
I'm a CPA. I love helping people. I'm Patricia Quintana Pro and I'm a tax partner with BKD San Antonio. Life at Texas A&M Corpus Christi was busy. I was very focused. I was a working student. I went back to Texas A&M Corpus Christi to obtain my master's because it provided value and because I really love the atmosphere at the university. I love the way the teachers were involved in our careers and in our futures. When it comes to business management and accounting, Texas A&M Corpus Christi has what you need.
The Southland Conference.
4,200 student athletes from across the country
And around the world. Representing 13 member institutions.
from Arkansas, Texas, and Louisiana.
Excelling in 17 NCAA Division I sports.
In the classroom and in our communities.
We are Southland Strong.